Right. Let's go around the table for this last moment and talk about what each of you is expecting for 2026 in terms of the agenda laid out in this report. Laura?
Well, I think they're going to go further to the point that you guys are talking about. They are going to continue to attack transgender rights and the ability for gender-affirming care across the country. They also are going to continue to, as much as possible, stop legal immigration and strip away immigration, even going so far, immigration status, and even going so far as to potentially denaturalize U.S. citizens.
Yeah, I think that's right. I saw a tracker online that said that they've achieved or are in progress about 50% of the things that are in Project 2025. There's lots, therefore, left still to do. One of the things that they've been very successful at, and I would expect to see more of, is their war on DEI, on the notion of diversity, equity, and inclusion, the notion that diversity is an admirable goal, even if you don't necessarily want quotas. They have managed in just a very short amount of time to create a new culture in the country, not just in the government, across the board, where private employers feel the need to retreat from DEI. And you're going to see, I think, an acceleration of that in the second year. And I think that what's going to be fascinating to see is whether there's any backlash at some point, because they take it so far, right? Eliminating even discussion of slavery in some instances, eliminating Martin Luther King Jr. Day as free admission in the national parks in favor of a free admission on Donald Trump's birthday. At some point, the question is, do people, and this is a very multicultural
Trump's birthday
country.
happens to fall on Veterans Day.
Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Flag Day. So at least there's a...
which was
Are they really doing that because of his birthday, though? Have they articulated it that way?
They put it on the list. It's Donald Trump's birthday. They put it on the list. By the way, Flag Day was not a free admission day last year when it was also...
That sounds very Turkmenistan-ish.
Well, if Turkmenistan had a Kennedy Center, you would not be surprised, right? I mean,
right.
I think the question, though, is in a multicultural country, at some point, does that begin to go too far for people? And by the midterms, we'll see.
To be fair, and I want to get over here quickly, but to be fair, the Democrats, according to polls at least, have gone too far in the identity politics area.
There's a backlash by people who feel like things got crazy.
The opening was created.
I talked to a young pollster, a college pollster, who asked people in New York at a focus group, what word do you associate with the Democratic Party? He says, HR department.
Wow. Leanne, quickly, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, in my 5 seconds I have left.
In your 5 seconds. What's going to happen next year?
Well, we're obviously watching if Congress continues to hand over all of its power. The president's poll numbers might make them grow a spine, but the president wants no legislation done next year, so we'll see if they follow suit.
David, last word to you.
So much of what Trump wanted to do was take this control. Now he's got it, and they have agendas. They have bullet points for every department of the government. We're going to start seeing that stuff more.
Are they, what Peter said, are they 50% down the road?
I mean, I think if you factor in the executive power grab, they're further along than that. They're further than they expected to be, certainly.
Well, we're going to see. As they say on television, only time will tell. But anyway, we're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank our guests for joining me.